This is the 2026 Dodge Charger Blacktop. Is it the muscle car you have been waiting for? Hey everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. I hope you're having a great day. The exterior color on this model is called White Knuckle, and it has a black interior. As you look at the front end, I do like how aggressive and sporty it looks. Kind of that nice combination. You've got your LED headlights, LED daytime running lights, and this is the daytime running light right here. It is in orange. Also LED turn signal indicators, obviously. And your Fratzog logo right here. I hope you can see that illumination going on right there. Kind of that retro look that, if I remember right, went from 1962 to 1976. Kind of a cool little thing that they've done right there. And then we're going to have our vents right here. These are not active air vents, but they are here. Makes it look nice. And you will have your active upper and lower grille areas, sensors, several different areas. We're going to have our front spoiler right here in gloss black. It does work pretty well against this exterior color. Now this model is all-wheel drive, but if you want to, you can go rear-wheel drive. I'll show you how to do that in just a little bit. Now this is also not active, but it does look nice. I guess that's better than nothing in that respect. It kind of breaks up the size of the hood, because it is a very large hood, and you can see that six-pack logo right there. Now, we're gonna have 20-inch wheels. What do you think about the finish and the design on these wheels? I say it matches this Charger quite well. It looks very nice. Our RT logo is going to be here with our side view mirrors. Now, we're not gonna have turn signal indicators built in. They're going to be manually folding, but everything else is here. They're gonna be heated and power adjustable. Blind spot monitoring will be right there on the inside. We'll show you that real quick on the glass so you can see the blind spot logo right here. There we go. And show you what's going on where that is concerned. Now, here is your key fob. Lock, unlock. You can see you have remote start. The panic button is right there. And you also have this button right here for your mechanical key. And you might wonder, why would I need a mechanical key? If the button in the key fob dies, you can actually unlock right here on the door itself on the driver's side and get in. Whatever you need to do, lock, unlock the doors, all of that's going to be there. Now, you don't have a sunroof here in this particular case, but you do have the black top, hence the Blacktop name. And I like the overall design here, again, continuing that nice, sporty and muscular look as we work our way to the rear. And something that I really do like here that looks nice and different is going to be the continuation of the light right back here. Your LED tail lights, you've got your light down here. Again, the Fratzog logo is going to be right there, this time illuminated in red. And if you maybe have rented one of these Chargers and you're saying, I can't figure out how to open the trunk, where's the button? It's right here, kind of hidden away. If you don't know what to look for, this is how you open this area. And so it basically is a hatchback. Really like that. You've got tons of space in there, quite a bit going on. What's under the hood? Let's pop the hood and we'll talk all about it. One thing I like here is that the hood release allows for you to pull on it twice, and then guess what? It just opens the hood right up. You don't have to go looking for any kind of a release or anything like that. We're gonna have the twin turbo 3-liter 6-cylinder engine. It makes 420 horsepower, 468 pounds-feet of torque. It's mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission. You do have all-wheel drive here, 0 to 60 about 4.5 seconds. Top speed, 168 miles per hour. And how about your MPGs? Today we can show you the window sticker really well because we don't have a lot of glare that we're dealing with, but we're looking at 17 city, 26 highway, 20 combined, and 5 gallons of gas per every 100 miles driven. For those of you that want to see the window sticker, there it is. You can pause the video. As far as your gas tank details go, you're going to have capless fuel fill. It's a 17.5 gallon gas tank. On a full tank of gas, you should be able to drive about 295 miles in the city and about 455 miles out on the highway. Now, we're going to close that up and we're going to come right back here to our trunk area one more time. I'm going to find that button that I just showed you because it can be a little tricky if you're not used to that. Now, here's your cargo space. How much space do you actually have? It depends on whether or not you lower the rear seats. 22.8 cubic feet up to 37.4. That's actually a very respectable amount of space for a car like this. And let me show you a little something here. Get this out of the way just so you know what's going on and what's not. You do not have a spare tire. In case you were wondering about that, it will come with a tire repair kit. One of those things that I know is very important to a lot of people. Tell me what your thoughts are on that matter. Let's talk about what your backseat passengers are going to find. It works. There's a decent amount of space. It's a little hard to get in here because this area of the roof line is kind of low, but you do have a little bit of head space once you sit down back here, and a decent amount of leg room based on where those front seats are set. Now, we'll look at the door panel, and hopefully you can see that. We'll go ahead and go to the other side because there is more light over there. That design is actually a very interesting design. Almost looks like it's in motion. Plenty of room with the armrest and the door bin. You've also got the ability to lock and unlock the doors and to lower or raise the window. And as we work our way inside, we're going to have our rear seat pockets right here on the back of each seat. Air conditioning vents, I know that's something to check off for a lot of people, and a couple of USB ports right here. And last but not least, and I like that you have this little tab right here that you can pull on to lower this center armrest with the cup holders built in. That works out pretty well. The sticker price is $57,475. Let's see what else you get for that price beyond what I've shown you up here with our upper console. We'll have things such as our lights, nothing out of the ordinary. You can see what we have here as far as our SOS. All that good stuff's going to be here. And a sunglass holder will be located right here. So if you need to put your sunglasses or any glasses in there, you can do that. Working our way down and working across the dash area, you can see that you have a nice design, quite a bit of space. And we'll see that we work our way down here. A little bit of our contrast stitching, you can see. The glove box is going to be down there. Nothing out of the ordinary, but a little bit of space in there. And a little more space, not only with the armrest, but also the door bin on the passenger side door. Now, there is a big difference between the driver and the passenger seats. The driver's seat is going to be power adjustable with lumbar support. The passenger seat actually does not have power controls. So here's where we control the side view mirrors. We'll take advantage of that. We can do that. And then we're going to have our windows right here. One touch down, one touch up for your front windows and your rear windows. Nice to know that that is there. Lock and unlock, and you can lock and unlock the windows right here. Now, one thing I do want to show you right here is that you don't have a door handle to pull on. You actually have the button right here. We're also going to find our controls right here for the lights. If you want to turn that on, you can turn it on right there. You can leave it on auto. You can dim things right here or decrease the lighting depending on what you need to do with all of that. And here are your steering wheel mounted controls, everything for your cruise control over here. And then we can manage our driver's display with these controls on the left hand side. And you can see that you have a couple of different options depending on what you want to see or need to see. You can take advantage of that. You can also go through different information, as you can see, using the up arrows right here to show you things such as tire pressure. There's actually quite a bit going on where that is concerned. Things you can work with, turn on and off, whatever you need to do just to show you what's going on here as far as that goes. We're going to have the flat top and flat bottom steering wheel. That can be adjusted, tilt and telescopically. All you do is adjust or drop that lever right there, and that lets you adjust things. Shifter paddles on the steering wheel. We also have the ability to adjust stations and the volume on the rear between this side and the other, the right and left sides. And then we'll have everything here for our turn signal indicators, depending on what you need to do there. And your windshield wiper control is right there on the end. We'll make our way over here to the center screen. Not a lot that you're going to see as this area goes, but we can come right here and make some changes, make some additions depending on what you want to do. We can go and listen to music, whatever we need to do with that. We can go right here to comfort. And the good news is that this isn't the only area where you can adjust this, because you can also adjust it right down here to adjust your fan speed, whatever you need to do, temperature, all of that. So there are physical controls. You've got phone. You also have vehicle right here. And that brings me back to the steering wheel. I'm going to show you this real quick here. I want to show you what we have down here because I didn't talk about it earlier. Drive mode selector. There is what we're going to do. We're going to go through our different driving modes, and we're going to show it up here on the driver's display real quick for you, just so you can see. So there you go. You're going to have sport. You've got wet and snow, and you've got auto. So you can do whatever you want to with that and leave it that way. Now back to the center screen, you can see what we have as far as this goes. If you want to dim your mirror, you can dim your mirror right there. And your rear view camera, which is the only camera here. There's not cameras on the front or the sides, but you do have this rear view camera. As you can see right there, we can come right here and look at that, depending on what we want to see. If we need to zoom in on something, we can do that. You've also got your dashboard right here. If you want to go with race, you can do that, and you can see all the different adjustments you can make right here. So there's a lot of cool features typical of Dodge that are going on here depending on your personal preferences. Or you can go right here to your drive modes if you want to do that and make some changes there. Now here's where I told you can come in here and go to rear wheel drive if you want to. If you don't want to use all wheel drive, you don't have to. It just depends on what you want to do. Sport setup is going to be right there. Again, similar to what we saw earlier, you can turn things on and off and make a lot of individual adjustments. And your icons right here. We've got our favorites, and then we have the categories if you want to see everything. Depending on what you need to get to, there's going to be a lot here. And the good thing about it is you can run through everything, or you can go into individual categories. You're going to have media, have comfort right there. We've got our phone settings, and that is what we're going to ultimately have where that is concerned. Working our way down, here are our air conditioning controls. Got your front and rear window defoggers right there. Fan speed, temperature, it is dual zone climate control. It's all going to be here. Air conditioning vents with the button to turn on the hazard lights right there in the center. We're going to also have some connectivity down here, as you can see, depending on what you need to do. A couple of different options, and you can turn things on and off depending on what you need to do with the auto stop start and some of the other features you can see there. Now there's no wireless charging pad here in this particular case. This is our shifter. There's a button underneath this area. I pull back on that. That lets me go into reverse, neutral, and then drive. We can also hit L, that's low. That gives you all the power and torque from the engine, but you can stay in low gear that way in your low traction situations. Here's the button to turn the engine on and off. Power parking brake located right behind that, as well are your cup holders right over here. And the center console lid doubles as an armrest, plenty of room where that is concerned, and it actually opens one direction. But there that is, and if you're looking for a 12-volt power outlet, it's located inside of the center console. All right, here we go on our test drive, and I don't know how good of an exhaust clip I can give you, but I think we might be okay if people don't slow us down. Give you a little bit of the exhaust clip. It definitely gets up and goes, that's for sure. It's not a V8. It has an okay sound for me. I know some people are going to say, you know what, Tom, I love that 6-cylinder engine. That V6 will work for me. I don't need the V8. Other people are going to say, well, I want my V8. Just depends on what you like and what you don't. But one way or another, it's not lacking for power, it's not lacking for torque, and it's definitely not lacking for acceleration. So one way or another, you've got a lot of options here as far as your different features and functionality. It does depend on trim level on what you will or won't get. It also depends on what you'd like to spend. But you have that option with all-wheel drive, or if you want to go into two-wheel drive, as I showed you earlier in the video, you can do that. And handling is good. Does a lot better in a straight line than I say on a road course, although it could handle a road course okay. Now the brake pedal for me personally is a little bit soft. That may just be me because I'm used to driving a large GMC 2500. That's my daily driver. Now let's see how we do on our turning radius. Not too bad. There's a little bit better exhaust clip for you. Hopefully you can hear that okay. It actually sounds good for being a 6-cylinder. At least that's what I think, but I'm always curious to get your feedback on that subject. Easy to see out of. There is a little bit of a blind spot on your right side, but not too bad. If you set your mirrors correctly, shouldn't be an issue whatsoever. The seats are very comfortable. Most of the room will be found here in the front seat area, but a decent amount in the rear. You'll have the most in the front, I should say. And the driver's seat is adjustable to the point that you can set things up as you need to. You've also got the adjustable steering wheel, so there's a lot of a good adjustability here as far as that goes. Steering is nice, tight, and responsive. I like that. Almost no play in the steering wheel whatsoever. Fun car to drive, that's for sure, but it's also a very practical daily driver on top of that. And there it is, the 2026 Dodge Charger Blacktop. Is it the muscle car you have been waiting for, especially in this four-door configuration? It's nice to have those options for those that say, you know what, I really need a four-door vehicle, but I want that Charger. This is it. 4 doors or 2 doors. Just depends on what you want. Tell me what you think down in the comments section. I would like to say a special thanks to our friends at Bears Town & Country for loaning us this Charger for the day so we could tell you all about it. And a special thanks to all of you for being kind enough to give us the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. That's helpful and greatly appreciated. Make sure to subscribe and share this video on your timelines on social media so other people can see it. And if you would like to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and we'll see you there.